Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the KCPDL. This week it's an interesting matchup. It's actually against my favorite Pokemon, which is sad to see. So let's just get right into this week's matchup. Just ignore this. We are up against the Regisagas. This is an interesting matchup. As you can see, they have some insane speed tiers compared to us. Like their first 4 months in the speed tier outspeed our entire core, so it's going to be a hard matchup for us regarding speed. However, we have a few answers. We can see they have Chiyu, Dragapult, Enamor, Starion, uh, what was this guy's name? Broodbonnet, Conkeldurr, Slowking, Sneasler, and Golem alone. This is going to be a very interesting matchup, so let's just get right into the team report. We again are going up with rain as we did the last seasons, the last few weeks, last week actually, because this is the second week. It's the standard months, however, compared to last week, we have, instead of Scraggy, we have Grimmsnarl to give us a much more supportive set. However, as you can see here, this Grimmsnarl is attacking Parting Shot. It would have been great to have Parting Shot. I realized that mid-match, and I regretted it, you'll see. So first, we start with an offensive Terra Electrica Charodon. Stalwart is there to prevent Among Us from Rage Pondering us. Then we have a standard Pelipper set, however the EVs are quite niche, I say. If I remember correctly, this PDV is there to outspeed Dragapult, I think, in Tailwind. But we also have some insane defense back for Dragapult as well. Next we have Overquill, standard speed EV, I say, as it is there to outspeed Scarf, Enamorous, or Scarf Chiyu in rain. We have standard moves plus safety goggles to prevent Among Us from rage powdering us in certain situations. Next we have bulky Grimmsnarl. This guy is basically there to counter half of his team. As we saw before, they have both. Dragapult can't hit this guy at all. It does very little damage. It needs to hit it with a special move like Flamethrower, Thunderbolt, something like that. So that's why we have max PDF. However, it would have been better to have something like Parting Shot here, even though they have two dark types against the Dragapult or the Enamorous. It would have been useful to have it. Next you have a standard Urshifu. Max speed is there just as a standard set, as we didn't need plus speed to outspeed the Dragapult. Sadly, this doesn't outspeed Chiyu or Enamorous Scarf, so that's kinda unfortunate. And last but certainly not least, a monster, I say, in this matchup. The dark horse of this matchup, Colossal. A power herb set with steam engine. And as you will see in this video, he could have clutched, but I guess he got mad at me because I forgot to name him. Poor Solar. That's probably why we lost. The speed EV is there so we can guarantee outspeed both Chiyu and Enamorous if we get a +4 boost, a +6 boost actually, ×4 boost. So yeah, that's basically the team. Let's just get right into the matches. So we see they have a pretty offensive lead with Enamorous and Dragapult. This is probably a standard lead for them, as they can hit us very hard with both mons. I expected them to go something like Dragon Darts and maybe Moonblast, so that's why I hit Protect and Terra Fairy. I wanted to set up Tailwind very safely, but as I did not expect, they had Oh, if I accidentally stopped the recording. Okay, they had a sunny day, which was shocking for me because I actually forgot that Dragon Ball gets that. So I had to switch in that. They bring up Bonnet, which doesn't take that much. They also set up Tailwind to counter a Tailwind, so this is normal shit. Now we see it goes for Trablast and Power. Kinda sus, I'd say. So that shows us that they either run Protect or Moonblast. If they did not have Moonblast, Grimmsnarl was extremely safe here. But we don't have it in the back, sadly. And we also see that Brubana kills the Overquill with Rocky Helmet damage, which is kinda sad. Now we only have one turn of Tailwind, they have Sun, they can set up Sunny Day pretty safely with Dragon Ball, so it's kinda risky for us to do really anything. Also, Urshifu doesn't survive a Terrablast Electric, not shocking, from a 135 special attack mon. The question is, of course, now, what does Chiyu use? Now, I expected White God to still take effect even if Pelipper died. I was wrong. Also, Chiyu doesn't die to this Electro Shot, that's again kinda unfortunate. So yeah, we lost this game. We got beaten up pretty terribly, but we learned some important info. We saw that this Enemeros didn't really use Moonblast, even though he has situations like against the Archarodon or against the Urshifu, but he used Terra Electric. We don't know the set of this Chiyu, however, by the damage, it could be Choice Specs or Choice Scarf, so we are not sure of that either since they lower us per def, sadly. But let's just go into the second game, I say, and let's see what happens. So we see the same leads from them, and then an adaptation for us as we go right on the offensive. I could have U-turned there, as it was a very predictable switch. I wanted to U-turn in the game, but I don't know, I decided they might not switch as they wanted to read me. It was a pretty safe play from a standard perspective, as I could have U-turned this and maybe switch this out in case he goes for Sunny Day with this. But we still do a pretty good damage. The unfortunate part is, of course, the Rocky Helmet chip lowers us to 50% of our health already, and we get burned by the Dragon Bolt. Now, there is nothing better than just to switch. They Rage Powder, we Hurricane and KO them. This is pretty good as they don't have a redirector for us, so Overkill and Urshifu later can go nuts. And now Pelipper dies, so that means that they can set up Sunny Day freely. We discover that this has Sash, meaning that the last move is definitely Protect, I say. But a great play from us to kill off the Enamours. And they luckily miss the Will-O-Wisp. Though I'm not sure how much that affected because of this next play, which will be surprising. They Terra Fairy with Terra Water and with Self-Liquidation to activate that damn Steam Engine. But now could also go for Meteor Beam and it misses. That was pretty unfortunate. That definitely lost us the game as a +1 special attack Meteor Beam, even into the bulky Chiyu set he was running with, which was with 196 speed, would have KO'd this set. If we had something like maybe Choice Specs with Scald, this Chiyu would have been dead and it would have been more safe, but Power Orb was an opportunity for us to win this game. And this guy just dies. This basically guarantees us that this is Choice Specs, as normally I don't think this KOs. We definitely still have a chance here. We go for a Poison Jab, and Surging Strike does get the KO on Chiyu, so now it's a 1v1. Here now this all depends on the last move of this Dragon Bolt. We saw We always Thunder and Hex. What I did first was to protect. I don't know why I protected it here, to be honest. Probably I wanted more poison chip damage, as I thought. But then we see Citrus Berry. The Citrus Berry was devastating, as we could have next turn poison jab and protect again, and he would have died, and we would have gone to a game 3. The Citrus Berry basically annihilated our chances. I could have not protected as well. It was a risk, as maybe 2 Thunders into the burn damage, as this did 42%. Maybe 2 Thunders low rolls would have not KO'd, but that was definitely a chance. Now what I should have done here is just protect stall. The chances were obviously in my favor for 2 Thunders to hit. It's pretty unlikely. It's 70 times 70, 49% against 51 to miss at least once. And overkill sadly ends, gets his end, gets his long awaited end, I guess. So yeah, pretty unlucky game. I don't think there was anything I can do in this matchup. Losing against Dragapult is kinda annoying, as I thought I had a pretty solid matchup into it with this guy, Colossal, and Overquill. But still, it seems like we inevitably lost. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. This was the breakdown of this week. So hope I see you guys again next Sunday, and you continue having a great weekend. See ya.